Hello. We are going to make a quick, easy, reasonably priced meal for you tonight. It only takes 3 ingredients to prepare this meal. It is a cheesy chicken and broccoli pasta. And as I said, we just need 3 ingredients. So the first ingredient that we're going to use is just 2 boxes of Velveeta shells and cheese. I have them open already, so I'm trying to hold it so it doesn't spill out. I have had my water warming up. It is starting to come to a boil. So we're going to go ahead and pour our 2 boxes into our water and let that start to cook. While that is happening, I also have 2 bags here of rotisserie seasoned John Scholl's chicken, which I also have opened already. I think I've mentioned in videos before, you can sometimes find larger bags of the John Scholl's. So these small bags of the rotisserie chicken are roughly $2.50 a bag at Walmart. We're going to go ahead and pour that first one in the pan, as well as the second one here. Now, as we've mentioned before, these meats are pre-cooked, so we're just wanting to brown them and warm them up a little bit in our pan. We're going to go ahead and turn that pan on. Also at Walmart, you can get the Velveeta shells and cheese boxes for about $2.50 a box as well. Maybe a little bit closer to $3 for 2 boxes. And then the last ingredient we are going to be using is we have some great value broccoli florets here, which I'm going to guess is probably about $1 at Walmart. And it is microwavable, so while we are warming up the meat and waiting for the noodles to cook here, we're going to go ahead and put this in our microwave for about 6 minutes. As my chicken is heating up, I am going ahead and using my wooden spoon here to try and break up some of the bigger pieces a little bit. That way your meal is going to be a little bit meatier. That is one thing about these packages of meat. Sometimes there's not a ton of it in it. There's some rather large pieces, but like I said, those can easily be broken down into smaller pieces. Another comment I would like to make on the macaroni and cheese, I want to correct myself. For a 3-pack of macaroni and cheese, the Velveeta shells and cheese, it's about $6, I think, at Walmart.
$6.40 roughly.
Maybe a little bit more than that. So roughly for, $11, you can go ahead and make this meal, which can easily feed a family of 5 or 6. Tom and I usually can get 2 meals out of it, and we're just 2 people, so.
That's how it is.
Alright, so if you take a look at my chicken here, you see that it has become a beautiful golden brown crusty color there. And since I have cut up some of the larger pieces, you can see there's significantly a larger amount of chicken in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that down to low just to kind of keep it warm. My broccoli has gone ahead and beeped, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out of the microwave, and we're going to go ahead and get that open to let some of the steam and heat out of that just a little bit, because that does get hot. See the steam? I wasn't kidding about that. And the noodles have just a couple of more minutes, so we're going to let them go ahead and boil just a little bit more, and once we get them turned off and drained, we'll come back. Alright, our noodles have finished cooking, and I did go ahead and get them drained. So I'm going to use my colander here, pump them back into my pot. Then I'm going to take my pan of chicken and my wooden spatula, scrape my chicken in with my noodles. Go ahead and give that a little bit of a stir to start to mix the chicken in with the noodles a little bit. Then I'm going to take my 2 pouches of cheese, and starting at the very bottom, just squeeze my way down, getting all the cheese that I possibly can out of my package. If you do try to make this meal and you find you need a little bit more cheese, you can always buy a block of Velveeta cheese that you could cut up and add to it, or if you have some sort of shredded cheese that you want to add to it, that's always a possibility as well.
They make mini blocks too.
Yes, they do make mini blocks of Velveeta cheese. You can buy a package of those. We're going to go ahead and get all this cheese in here. And then we're going to go ahead and give that a little bit of a stir and coat the noodles and the chicken with the cheese. Once we do get a pretty good coating on that, we're going to start to add our broccoli. Now the broccoli I do just kind of tend to add just a little bit at a time. That way you can stir it in and get it coated with cheese as well. Once you add the broccoli, you notice it kind of takes on a whole different look to your meal. It gives it a little bit of color and pop. It adds that vegetable in there. If you have kids or whatever that don't like vegetables, sometimes you can get them to eat them with cheese, especially something like broccoli. And I saw I have one lonely piece of broccoli in here in my bag there, so we're going to go ahead and get that. And give it just a little bit more stir, and you just kind of stir it until you feel that the broccoli has a nice coating of the cheese on it. And once that occurs, then your meal is complete and you are ready to eat. All right, we have moved over to the counter where we're going to go ahead and dish up our dinner now. Now with this meal, as you saw as I prepared it, it's pretty much a complete meal in one dish. You have your protein with the cheese and the chicken. You have your vegetable with your broccoli, and then the carb in the noodles. And it is very hot. I'm gonna go ahead and dish me some of that up here. Just some random thought I had as I was putting it on the table, something that if you have in your pantry or your refrigerator, if you might want to top it up off with, might make a nice topper for it, is maybe some bacon bits or something like that. Mix a little bit of that in. That might be kind of a tasty little treat in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of fresh ground salt and also a little bit of fresh ground pepper here, just to add a little bit of pop and flavor to my dinner. And then along with it, we did have some Hawaiian's king rolls in our cupboard, so I went ahead and pulled those out. I know there is a carb here already, but rolls always make a nice complement to a pasta dish, so we're going to go ahead and finish those up with our meal as well. I would again like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.